Hello everyone, I have made this video for my lovely students. Due to unavoidable circumstances, we are at home, which is good and safe for us. So, all of you know, teaching learning process is a continuous process and we cannot stop us from learning. So, to help you out in your study, I am going to explain the first chapter of geography. You can also go through this chapter by referring NCERT textbook. If you don't have the book, no need to worry, you can download this book from the Google by searching name our environment. So, before I start this chapter, let me ask you, wherever you are seated, you just make a look of your surroundings, or you just look outside of your window, outside of your door. What you observed? You must have observed the plants, different kinds of trees, animals, birds, human beings, buildings, houses, roads, all the things, sky, isn't it? All the things all of you must observe. So now all of you have some idea that ma'am what is going to teach us today. Okay, so yes, today I am going to teach you the first chapter of geography, which is our environment. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn some of the things which I want to tell you from the beginning only. So we are going to learn in this chapter the components of environment, its definition, why the human beings modify the environment, what is the need, how they do, and what are the consequences if the human beings modify the environment. Okay, so let's start with the chapter, the definition of environment. I'm sure that most of you know the definition of environment, as you all are very much acquainted with this term. Okay, since when you are in standard 2 or 3, you heard this term, you learned this term. Okay, so I know you all have something idea about this term. Okay, so as it is given in our chapter, so I am going to tell you the definition of environment here. So whatever you are see in your surrounding, or whatever we are see in our surrounding, that is called environment. So environment is our basic life support system. It gives us water we drink, food we eat, air we breathe, and the land where we survive. Okay, so let's move towards the components of environment. And you know, the components of environment, we have basically three major components. So what are they? The three major components are natural environment, human made environment, and human environment. So in this natural environment, so we just start with the natural environment. In this natural environment, you know, whatever nature gives us, whatever nature provides us, everything start from the land, air, water, people, plant, animal, everything comes under your natural environment. Or we can refer the natural environment, it includes both biotic and abiotic components. Okay, so in this biotic, then what do you mean by biotic components? So you know that biotic components are, or it includes all the living organisms, or we can say the world of living organisms are called biotic components. It includes both plants and animal kingdoms. Then what are the abiotic components? So abiotic components are the non-living factors. So what are the non-living factors then? The non-living factors are which are created by the physical and chemical factors in our environment, such like your rain, temperature, soil, humidity, all these things. These all things comes under your non-living factors, which comes under your abiotic components. Okay. So let's start with the natural environment. So you know, natural environment having four major domains. It covers four major domains comes under natural environment, and they are hydrosphere, biosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. So let's start with the lithosphere. So how we define the lithosphere? Lithosphere is a solid crust or hard top layer of the earth. It is made up with hard rock surface as well as it covers a thin blanket layer of soil. It is a irregular surface, which means which covered many kinds of landforms. Okay, so they are starting from the mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys and so on. Okay. Then lithosphere provided the grazing land, the forest, land for human settlement, and it also a source of mineral wealth. Okay. And lithosphere covers the land surface of continents as well as the ocean floors. Then moving towards our next domain of the natural environment, which is our atmosphere. Atmosphere is a thin blanket of layer which surround the earth. Okay, so in this atmosphere, the earth pulling force hold the atmosphere surrounding, and it includes various kinds of gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, helium, methane, water vapor, dust, everything. Okay, so all these things are available in our atmosphere, and it also protects us from the harmful rays of the sun and the scorching heat of the sun. And you know, any changes in the composition of this gas which is present in our atmosphere, it will lead to change the weather and climate of the atmosphere, okay, of the environment. So any changes in the atmosphere, that will lead to change in the weather and climate of the environment. Then moving towards our next domain of our natural environment, which is hydrosphere. So hydrosphere, it comprises all the water bodies. It is the source of water, and it comprises all kinds of water bodies. Okay, so all kinds of water bodies means starting from the lake, river, ocean, pond, etc. And which is very most important for all the living organism. Okay, then last but not the least, which is biosphere. Okay, so what is biosphere then? So it is the combination of all above three domains of the environment. Okay, so like it is a narrow zone contact between the land, air, water, where all the living organisms can survive. So it includes both plant as well as animal kingdom. Then by compounding these all four major domains, it creates one system where the human beings or living organism can survive. Okay, they form one system which is called your ecosystem, or in a book's definition term, how we define this ecosystem. So it is a system formed by the it is a system formed where all the living organisms interact with each other, as well as the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live. Okay, or we can say the plant, animal, or the human beings, they live in one environment. They depend with each other, they depend and interdepend with each other, and they survive their life. Okay, this is called ecosystem. Okay, then come to why and how the human beings modify the environment. What is the need for modifying the environment? Here the reason is the human being modify the environment only to fulfill their own needs. Okay, so to fulfill their own needs, demand, want, the human beings modify the environment. At the same time, when the human beings fulfill their own needs, somehow they create damage to our environment. Okay, so why? What is the reason the human beings modify the environment? To fulfill their own needs, I said. Let's talk about the ancient times. In ancient times, the people are very much attached to the nature, because they are living in that nature only, and they are getting whatever resources are available in the nature. They are happy with that, and they are surviving their life with the nature, okay, in a harmonious way. But when people develop their skills, ideas, knowledge, then start experimenting, okay, their needs grow. Okay, time change, their needs grew, then they want to change the environment. They make their own life more and more comfortable. Okay, so for that reason they started to modifying the environment. Whatever resources are available to us, they use that resources, they modify their resources to fulfill their own life. How to be a comfortable life, or how to get a comfortable life in this environment. Okay, so for that reason they modify the environment. Okay, so like first they started to grow crops. They know how to grow crops. Then initially days they don't know how to grow crops. They simply gather the food, search the foods, they hunt the animals, isn't it? So then after, when the technology means when they comes work on their own skills and knowledge, they started learning how to grow crops. Then they started learning how to domesticate the animals. Okay, they can, then after they get the benefit from the animals. Okay, then the wheel invented, transportation took place. Okay, then the barter system emerged. Then do you know what is the barter system? Barter system is a system where the goods is exchanged in the terms of goods only. Okay, so people to fulfill their own needs, they don't have some of the resources also. Then how they survive their life in the earlier times? So with the help of these barter system. Okay, so they whatever good or resources they have, they exchange their own resource with another person. Whatever they need, the another one resource from that person. Okay, so in the terms of good, they exchange the goods. Whatever they have, they exchange their goods with the another person, whatever they need from that person. Okay, so like this they are surviving their lifestyle. Then after the barter system extend, then money invade. They know how to use of money. Then how to use of money, then started they taking these services, the goods, they purchasing the goods, they taking the services in terms of money. Okay, with the help of money they lead their life. Okay, they survive their life. Okay, then after that communication takes place, industrial revolution takes place, which produce a large quantity of goods and production. okay, to fulfill the human demands. Okay, then after the trade, commerce takes place, all the things development started. Then information, also information, by the help of information technology, the people started contact with each other, and it makes the communication easier and speedier all across the world. Okay, so all the things are happened when the human being started applied or developed its own skill and ideas, knowledge. Then he started to how to survive their life in a more comfortable way in the environment. Okay, so at the same time they make his life comfortable by without taking care of the environment. Then by giving the destruction to the environment or damage to the environment, they are not take care of that, and but they need their life to become comfortable. Okay, so there must we have to there need to maintain a balance between the nature as well as the environment. Okay, natural environment and the human environment, there need to be a perfect balance, otherwise we will face a severe problems as we are facing today also, and it will become more severe and drastic in our future days. So for that we need to maintain the balance between the natural and human environment. Okay, so for that reason human need to know how to lead their life in a environment with a harmonious way without giving much more destruction to the environment. Okay, create much more destruction to the environment. So as you all are the future children, as you all are the future generation to our earth, so you must have to think how to utilize the resource in a judicious way, and at the same time you have to think how to minimize the destruction of the environment. Okay, you have to think it, and this value, you know why I am saying this to you, because this value we have learned from this chapter, how to utilize the resources which is available to us in our society in a judicious way. We should use these resources, and as well as we should think of how to minimize the environment destruction. Okay, we should save our environment at the same way. Okay, so I hope you all have understood what I have explained to you, and it will be benefit for you now, at the time of when you learn the question answer which I had already shared in your WhatsApp group. So you just go through it and you learn the question answer by refer this video. It will be easy for you when you watch this video, when you listen this video carefully. I'm sure definitely you can easily learn the question answer which I had already shared in your WhatsApp group. So that's all for this chapter. Thank you. Have a good day ahead. Stay safe. Stay at home.